What is up, and welcome back. So, as you can tell by the title, you're like, how does your money and your wallet come into play? Well, let's get right to it. Okay, so set the scene in fair Verona. No, I'm joking. Set the scene, gosh, you guys, it's been so many years since this story. I would say 2009, 2010, 12, somewhere in that time frame caption, not quite for sure. So, wow, maybe 2008, 2007 maybe, now that I look at the date of my story. So, let's get right into this. This is quite the doozy. I'm going to change the names of the characters. This is not meant to hurt anybody. This is just stories of my life that I want to tell you guys and shady events that have went down. So this is quite a shady one, and let's turn on the ring light. Let me get some water because this is quite the doozy. So set the scene, like I said, I would say maybe 2008, 2009, maybe 10, around that time. And this is why I say that, is because this person reminded me of somebody. Let's get right into it. So, I don't even know where to start. I'm like, where do I even start with this? Okay, let me reel it back in and start from the beginning. So, sorry I keep saying so. I know I say that a lot. My friend calls me, and she's super close to me, and she says, hey, I've been talking to this guy on the internet. I want you to ride with me and go meet him. And I'm already a skeptic. It's like, okay, as a buddy, I'll go with you. I don't want you to, pull up to some crazy, never know what you're going to walk into. Is somebody a catfish? Who knows? I'm down for the ride. Let's go. So my friend at the time, she's probably about 10 years older than me to this day. Even back then, she was about 10 years up on me. So she's very outspoken, very rowdy, she used to drink a lot. She was just a wild woman, very outspoken, just one of those people that you're like, okay, be cool no matter where we go. There's a time and a place for everything. But I don't know if you've ever had one of those friends that you're like, just tone it down a notch depending where we're at. Calm down a little bit, there's an atmosphere. Not everywhere is party everywhere we go. So, hold on guys, 1 second here. Sugar Bear's gotta just make life difficult. And yes, I'm gonna make her a little area. So, my friend's like, hey, ride with me. I want to make sure, everything's cool. And I was like, well, how about I drive? You look like you've had a couple drinks. I should probably drive anyways. Just, heads up. So we get there. It's not too far. It's strange because down, in the road, I used to live in this spot. It's a whole nother story, but it was an apartment complex that I, used once to live in. And I was like, okay, cool. I know the surroundings. I know where we're at. Okay. So we pull up, and there's two guys, and it's like a guy and his cousin or whatever. And my friend is just like, yeah, da, 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 da. I'm like, calm down, dude. Like, you're a little rowdy, and you could tell that the guy that she was talking to on the internet really wasn't vibing with her. And, it's like, okay, nice to meet you. Hey, whatever. So that was the end of that day. So guy messages my friend, and he's like, hey, I don't want to offend you, but you're really not my style. I am more into your friend. Can I get her number, etc.? At the time, I wasn't dating anybody, so I was like, okay, let's see what this is all about. Maybe somebody to hang out with. I don't discriminate, white or black. So this is what the guy reminds me of. So let's get into the story, what I used to nickname him and who he reminded me of. So back in, I got little notes of the time frame of, this is a real story. This is 100%. I wish it wasn't, but this is 100% real. So back in the early mid 2000s, 2009, there was a rapper by the name of Cameron Poppin. Cameron was famous for like, Hey Ma, the song, Oh Boy, with Joel Santana. I really can't sing a lot because, with copyright and everything, but this is Cameron if you're not familiar with them, or, if you're from a different country, this is Cameron. So I was like, okay, little buddy's all right. You know, not bad, not bad. We can work with that. You know, was a little bit younger than me, but okay. So I was like, you know, so we're talking, you know, throughout. I don't even think texting was a thing back then, if I'm not mistaken. So we're talking on the phone, and he's like, why don't you come over? And that was another big thing too, is I had my own place at the time. I was still dancing. It was another big thing that I didn't want to bring people to my house, my jewelry, bags, etc., whatever the case might be. I knew that that was my safe spot, and with just meeting him, I didn't want to bring anybody into my house, you know, until I got familiar with them and knew they were cool. Well, good thing. So moving right along to the story. So, buddy invites me over. It's cool. We have a little dinner, have some drinks, and he's like, why don't you stay? You know, you've been drinking. And of course, I'm like, cool. There was no, you know, he didn't feel pushy. He wasn't like trying to group or grab me or anything. The cousin wasn't home, so it was cool. So it was just me and him. And, you know, when I looked around, there wasn't much. And I was like, typical bachelor pad. Not a lot of stuff, not a lot of trinkets, not a lot of stuff, but maybe this comes down to play and the road. I'll get to that. So everything's cool. We have a good dinner, you know, set there BS. I think I had like a little flip top DVD player at the time, if I'm not mistaken, or we watched a movie or something and just drank and cackled, BS'd around, you know, and it was winter, so, you know, we pretty much stayed in the house and just, you know, went to sleep. It was nothing, and that was that. So I wake up and I'm like, where's Buddy? So I nicknamed him Cam. Killer Cam is what I used to call him because he reminded me of Cameron. A young version of Cameron. Like I said, he was a little bit older than me, but not much. So I was like, where is Killer Cam at? Where? I'm in his house. Where is Killer Cam? So I don't think anything of it. And I was like, okay. So, you know, I sit there, wake up for a minute, pee, use the restroom, whatever. And I'm like, where is Killer Cam? Like, this is so weird. Now, by now, if he would have went to the convenience store or went to the store or something or went to grab us breakfast, he should have been back now. What the hell? Like, now I'm in this house and I'm like, his cousin's not home. So I'm kind of feeling weird that I'm even still there. And I'm like, this is awkward. I look down and I see, you know, I don't want to, but I see my purse all ruffled up. And I'm like, wait a minute. But I'm thinking, okay, you know, maybe I got a chapstick or, you know, grab something out of my purse. I'm really not thinking about it. My money's gone. Check my pockets. I'm like, well, I did have a little buzz last night, you know, let me check my pockets. Let me look around, you know, maybe I put it in like the inside pocket of my purse, but I knew where I had my money. So I was like, before I go jumping, let me dump out my purse, make sure it's not there. Child, my money was gone and Killer Cam was nowhere to be found. So one part of me is like looking around and I'm like, and I'm not saying this, but I'm like, is there something I can hold for ransom, you know, until I can, you know, say, yo, where is my money at? Who took my money? Where is it? It was only you and me here. Is there something I can hold? So I'm blowing up his phone. He's not answering. I'm like, I am really sitting in this dude's house and he's not answering. My money's gone. What if the cousin comes and what do I say? What do I even say? Like, if I get back, or if he gets back there and I say something about my money, is he about to trip out? If he, you know, is going to say, hey, I didn't take your money. Well, we were the only ones here, so I quite frankly know you did. Is he going to get buck wild? Should I just go? So one part of me is like, he's got to come home at some point in time. This is his house. But then again, the other part of me is saying, what what am I gonna, what is this gonna stir up? Is he gonna trip out on me? Is he gonna try and grab me? What is going to become of this? So I'm just like, okay, I gather my stuff up, look around, and then I'm like, there's really nothing in here. Like, things started kind of like, and again, it was a bachelor pad, but I'm like, there's nothing, literally nothing. Like, I was going to pick up something to hold for ransom. I ain't even going to lie. I was like, I'm going to grab something and hold it and call him and say, I got your so-and-so. Give me my damn money back. And there was nothing. So, word on the street is that Killer Cam ended up having a drug problem, and I am recovering addict, but like I said, I never robbed, I never stole, I never did anything to hurt anybody but myself and my family, and not stealing from them, just, mental things. Word on the street was that Killer Cam had a drug addiction, and that is probably what transpired my money to be gone. I never talked to him ever again. Sugar, you're really killing me, bud. I never talked to him ever again. I never heard from him ever again. I would try and call once in a while. He wouldn't answer. I wanted to make it abundant, like, yo, I know you stole my money. I know what it is. And, never answered. Honey, I used to blow that phone up, child, and he would not answer that thing. I wanted to make it highly abundant. Boo, I know that you took my damn money that night, and we are no longer acquaintances. If I see you somewhere, if I see you around town, hold on, Sugar Bear, quit. So, never heard from Killer Cam ever again. Thank God never seen him again, because I don't know what I would have done if I would have seen him again, but it was the most awkward situation ever. I am literally sitting in this guy's house, and he is dodging me being at his house to not come back because he knows he stole my money, and I'm still sitting there. So all I can picture this guy somewhere in the bushes waiting to see my car leave. And yeah, so that is one of the worst, most awkward dates I have had in my entire life. Embarrassing as can be. I was literally like, how in the world can somebody do this when I am literally sitting at their house? But hey, it happened. So that's just a quick little story time I wanted to tell you guys. Excuse me. Let me know in the comments, have you ever had any situations like that? Have you had the same situation occur? I was literally pissed. Like, my mind was blown back. Like, I've got a lot of crazy things happen to me, but never somebody left me physically at their house, rolled out with my cash, and left me sitting there asleep while they went and did whatever. And again, I'm a recovering addict. I don't, it is what it is. Now that I look back, I'm like, what? But I'm not gonna lie, I was pissed at the time. And I used to dance back then, so I don't quite remember how it was. I think it was like 160, 180 bucks. I remember it was over 100 bucks, but at that time, I was like, gravy, that's some bill money or gas money or whatever. You just don't do that to people, period. But to have the gonads to leave me at your house while you do it, like, Buddy didn't know. If I would have really been on some BS, I would have sat there all damn day and night and waited for his ass to get back just so he could see my car outside to make his ass feel uncomfortable. But I thought I better go because I don't know what type of what could go down if I'm still here and confront Killer Cam about the money. So that's the story about the Cameron lookalike, the missing money, and the date from hell. And the crazy thing is that night he showed no signs of hell. Maybe he was high the whole time. I don't know, but Killer Cam did not show any signs of anything. Maybe because we were drinking, maybe because he had a buzz. I don't know, but yeah, that's the story of Killer Cam and the stolen money and letting me chill at the house. So, let me know if you guys like these story times. Leave me in the comment. Again, this is not to shame anybody or put them out there. This is just weird little things that happened in my past. Again, this was years and years and years ago. So, Killer Cam, buddy, if you ever see this, I hope you've got your addiction, you know, and old. And don't take a girl to your house and steal their money. And don't steal somebody's money, period. Moral of the story, y'all. So be careful who you run into out there. Be careful, you know, setting your purse down or your wallet around somebody. Should have kept my cash in my bro, and that was me slipping, but I never would have thought being in somebody's house that shit would hit the fan, but it surely did. Have a great day, guys. Great night. Thumbs up if you like this story time. Leave me a comment, even if it's emoji, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day, great night, and Kaya is out on that note.